Students, today we see yet another important topic from chapter 6 of staffing. So, before we jump onto the main topic, Agote, let us see uh, what is the main thing, what are the main elements that makes up the entire staffing process. Three things are there which makes up the entire staffing process. You can see it on your screen. We call it the aspects of staffing or elements of staffing. What are the three things? Recruitment, selection, training. So the next whatever we are going to study these three things in details. Okay, we are going to recruitment. The next in the chapter now can be divided into three sections. One section will be devoted to recruitment, next section is devoted to selection, and the last part is dedicated to training. As you can see, these three terms are not new. We have learned about these three terms in the staffing process, right? So what is recruitment? Recruitment is the process through which you search for a prospective employee, okay, a suitable employee to fill your vacancy. You call for applications, you advertise, you ask people to apply. So it is a positive step, right? The higher the number of people, the higher will the possibility of getting a suitable employee. So this is about your recruitment, searching for applicants or employees. Next is your selections. So once the recruitment process is over, you have to select, you have to choose the best possible candidate, the right person for the right job. Remember? So that is why you have to reject also. Okay, you can't select everybody. So that is why it is a negative process. So it aims at selecting the most rateable person out of the candidates. So selecting the best person. Third element or aspect of staffing is your training. What is training? Training is simply a process through which you try to upgrade the skill of your employees, teach them how to do their job, right? So ihotok tumi kisuman knowledge related, their job related bostu hikayasa. Fine. So how to manage the day to day working uh, in the job, how to deal with the customers, all this thing is given in training, right? So these are the three things we are going to study in details, but in today's class our focus is on recruitment. Okay, so let us see what are the things we are going to study under recruitment. So here it is. So you can see this chart. This chart is very important. We are going to study this chart only. We are going to understand the sources of recruitment, that is from where we are going to get people, from where we are going to hire people. What are the sources you will go for? তোমাৰ যেতিয়া vacancy ওলাব তুমি ক'ৰ পৰা মানুহ hire কৰিবা? So there are two ways. One is internal source from within the organization, and another is your external source, বাহিৰৰ পৰা মানুহ আনিবা, right? Internal source ত কি আছে? অকল দুটা part, promotion and transfer. External sources of there are so many here. We are going to study each of these things. Okay, uh, direct recruitment, casual callers, advertisement, employment exchange, placement agencies, campus recruitment, recommendation of employees. Each of these things we are going to study. But first, let us understand internal sources of recruitment today. Only after that we will study the other sources. So in the internal sources, there are only two parts: transfers and promotions. So transfer money ki, it is shifting of an employee horizontally. So it is basically you're shifting the employee from one place to another place, a horizontal transfer. Okay, so depending upon the requirement, an employee may be moved from one department to another to deal with the situation of overstaffing. So suppose in one department there are too many people, and in the other department there is shortage. So what you do, য'ত বেছি মানুহ সোমাই আছে তাৰ পৰা তুমি সেই মানুহটোক য'ত shortage হৈ আছে তালে transfer কৰি দিয়া, right? So this is basically, it might be from one branch to another one also. So that is why it does not involve any significant change in the nature. So mostly your job is at the same level. Okay, তুমি যেটো এক্সিকিউটিভ ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্টত কাম কৰি আছিলা, এজ এ এক্সিকিউটিভ তুমি বেলেগ ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্টত কাম কৰি আছা. So your job position rank is same, but it is just your, see, the remuneration also remains unchanged. Why? Because it is the same kind of job. It's just that your department has been changed, or you're working in one branch. You were working in one bank, so you're working in the Dibrugarh branch. Now you're shifted to Sivsagar branch. The job is same, right? So this is about your transfer, shifting of an employee horizontally. Promotions. Promotion refers to the vertical movement. So you are promoted to a higher position. Okay, that is why we call it a vertical movement. It is an increase in the job positions. Your status, your job rank goes up. Okay, so it increases the self confidence and job satisfaction levels. So obviously your status up, your job position goes up, your salary will also go up. So if the employees are promoted in accordance to the well defined promotion policy, it goes to build loyalty. So employees are satisfied if there is a fair way in which employees are promoted, so they will be motivated to work hard so that they can get promoted to the next higher position. So both this sources helps to fill your vacancy, and you don't have to hire people from outside. From within the organization only you can find people. So this is about your internal sources. Now let us see something more. Merits of internal sources. What are the positives or benefits of using internal sources for recruitment? Okay, one by one we'll see. First is your motivates employees. Okay, so when an organization uses internal resources, it employees feel motivated, because why? The employee has the chances of getting promoted, so obviously they feel good that they will be promoted, right? So that is why it motivates the employees. Then it's a simple process. So তুমি যে বাহিৰৰ পৰা মানুহ হায়াৰ কৰিব লগা হয়, it's a long process. You will advertise, you will receive applications, then you will have to go through interviews and then select someone. So it's a long process. Then new মানুহ আহিলে training দিব লাগিব আকৌ. So internally কৰিলে এইবোৰ নাই. You can easily choose who to promote, who to transfer, because why? You have the record of the present and past performance of the people in the organization. You know them, they are people within the organization, they are working with you already, right? So it's a simple process. Number C, promotes training. So training, it also helps to take up higher level jobs. So as I told you, তুমি এটা entry level জবত সোমাইছিলা, এতিয়া তুমি next level at a higher position লৈ গুচি গ'লে কি হ'ব? You will have to learn newer things to take on your new responsibility. যেনেকৈ তুমি আগতে sales executive আছিলা, এতিয়া তুমি sales manager হ'লাগে, বা you have become the department head. So obviously তোমাৰ responsibility বাঢ়িব. Responsibility বাঢ়াৰ লগে লগে কি হ'ব? You will learn newer skills for which you will be trained. This will also add to your skills, right? So that is why it is said that internal recruitment promotes training. Then kose deal with internal issues. So আৰু এটা benefit কি আছে? Where an employee is likely to be terminated মানে you are trying to, fire the employee, reject the employee. So such an employee can be effectively placed in an understaffed department. So suppose there is a department য'ত বহুত মানুহ সোমাই আছে, এতিয়া তুমি কি কৰিলা? মানুহবোৰক উলিয়াই দিব নালাগে, তুমি কি কৰিলা? সেই মানুহটোক এটা বেলেগ ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্টত শ্বিফ্ট কৰিলা য'ত understaffing হৈ আছে. So it is good only, right? From a overstaffed department you are sending the person to an understaffed department. উলিয়াই দিব নালাগে কাকো, right? So this is again another benefit. You don't have to fire your employees. Then economical source. So I told you that internal recruitment is a simple process, so less time, সোনকালে recruitment vacancy fulfill হৈ যায়. And induction training মানে যেতিয়া নিউ এটা এমপ্লয় আহে তাক ট্ৰেইন কৰিবলৈ বেছি টাইম লাগিব, বাট এক্সিষ্টিং এটা এমপ্লয়ক তুমি যদি ট্ৰেইন কৰা তাক বেছি টাইম নালাগে, বিকজ সি অলৰেডি বহুত বস্তু জানি থৈছে. This is not the first time he's going to work. So these are the benefits of your internal recruitment, of hiring people from within the organization. These are the few merits. Next we see certain limitations. What are the limitations of hiring people from outside, from internal sources? What are the problems? Okay, disadvantages are there of hiring people from within the organization. First is what? Limited choices. So obviously you're hiring internally to বাহিৰৰ পৰা মানুহ application বিচৰাই নাই, so obviously you will have limited number of candidates from where to choose, right? It doesn't uses external sources. So again, people in their organization, those who are তোমার ওচৰত option বেশি নাই. If there are 10 people in your organization, from the 10 people only you have to choose. But if you use external source, you can have 100 people from where you can choose. So which is better? Obviously 100 people from where you can choose, you can have more better selection there. Then কৈছে lethargic মানে lacking in energy, that is we call it lethargic. So যেতিয়া employees গম পাব that after, if after every 5 years every employee will be given, or after every 2 years every employee will be given a promotion. So if this is guaranteed, তুমি আজি এটা অর্গানাইজেশন সোমালা, নেক্সট 2 years পাছত তোমাক প্ৰমোশ্যন দিব, তুমি ইট ইজ গ্যাৰেণ্টেড টু ইউ, অবভিয়াছলি তুমিতো সেই তোমাৰ ভিতৰত সেই প্ৰডাক্টিভিটিটো নাহে। তুমি জানাই যে মই যেনেকৈ কাম কৰোঁ, জাষ্ট আই হেভ টু স্পেণ্ড 2 years হিয়াৰ এণ্ড আই উইল বি প্ৰমোটেড। চ' দিছ মেক্স দ্য এমপ্লয় লেজি। okay, then not suitable for new enterprises. So if the organization is very new, there will be very few employees, so they can't go for internal sources, they have to obviously hire from external source. Then dissatisfaction among employees, it may lead to dissatisfaction causes jodi hai if the promotion policy, if the internal sources like transfers and promotion hekhine jodi merit basis ot nohoy, hetu bole kiba seniority basis ot hoy gol, মানুহখিনি এফিচিয়েণ্ট হয় নে নহয় মতলব নাই, চিনিয়ৰ হয় সেইকাৰণে প্ৰমোশ্যন পাইছে। So what will happen? This will lead to dissatisfaction. A lot of people will be dissatisfied because why? There is no merit in promotion, right? A young person might be very hardworking but still not getting promoted, whereas another person who is not hardworking is senior, but so that is why getting promoted. So again, this will lead to dissatisfaction. Reduce productivity. So frequent transfers of employees is likely to have an adverse effect on the productivity. Frequent transfer, bare bare je tumi karo jodi job department change kori thaka, right? We all have a comfort zone na, we all have a workplace, we all have friends in our workplace. So if you keep shifting one employee every time, every month, then obviously the person will feel very মানে isolated. সি ক'তো ছেটেল হোৱা নাই, ছেটেল হোৱাৰ লগে লগে তাক ট্ৰান্সফাৰ দি দিছে, তো সেইটো বৰ দিগদাৰ হ'ব বেলেগ বেলেগ জেগাত গৈ এডজাষ্ট কৰিবলৈ, বাৰে বাৰে এডজাষ্ট কৰিবলৈ। চ' দেট ইজ ৱাই কৈছে দেট ইট ৰিডিউচেছ প্ৰডাক্টিভিটি, ইট ইজ নট গুড। Internal sources are a bad option in that case. So now you know. So what we learned today, aspects of staffing, three aspects are there: recruitment, selection, training. Then we learned about sources of recruitment, the chart. Broadly two sources are there: internal sources and external sources. Today what we learned: internal sources. What are the true internal sources? Promotion and your transfers. And then we learned about the merits of internal source and the demerits, or the advantages and disadvantages. So questions you can expect like this only: what are the merits of internal source? So you have to write it in point wise. So here dhuniya ke points bo diya aise, you can easily see heading o diya aise. So use this. Whatever I share with you, you all don't use it. That is the problem. We give you so much material, but you don't use it. So use these materials that we are sharing with you, only then it will be of some use. Otherwise, what is the use?